Okay, hello, everybody. Hello, Bonnie and Rosie and Cheshire. Hello, everybody. Okay, Rosie, I'm going to just play a video, a random video of one of their court appearances just to make sure that I'm going to have the sound and everything right. If you guys can tell me if you hear it. Okay, can everybody see the video that's up on the screen? Good morning, Evelyn. Hello, Wayne, and welcome. Okay, I'm going to just play this video, you guys. Let me know if you can hear it. Can everybody hear the video? Okay. You can't hear it, Julie? Okay. Okay, so we'll stop sharing. Okay. Give me a second. I just want to make sure I've got this isn't the actual hearing for today. I'm just trying to get this set up so when it is time for the hearing, I don't mess up. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to play it again, and I want you guys to tell me if you can hear the video once it starts.
Ensuring the appearance of the defendant. Number 2, ensuring the integrity of the court process, including the right of the defendant to bail as constitutionally provided. Ensuring the protection of victims.
Okay, let me know if you guys can hear this video playing.
4, ensuring public safety. The court is cognizant that there is an absolute constitutional right.
Okay, is there any echo?
Provided in both the Idaho Constitution and the U.S. Constitution. The court has taken all of those factors into account, and based upon those factors and the charge, the court is going to set bail. I just turned the sound up,
you guys.
The court notes that the charge is destruction, alteration, and concealment of evidence as pertained in the criminal complaint. I've taken all those factors into account.
Okay, for those who cannot hear it, please check the volume on
C subsection 6.
Your YouTube. Make sure your volume is on and up.
Of the current charge and any mitigating or aggravating factors that may bear on the likelihood of conviction and the possible penalty.
Okay. Okay, you guys, so we're good to go. That was just a test to make sure I know what settings to use. When it does start, because we don't want to miss any of it, right? So I thought I would come on early. Let me just message my sister. Okay, so I just messaged Des to let her know that we will be starting. Okay, let me just... Okay, so welcome everybody. I did start a bit early so I could make sure everything was set up properly. So when it does start, we will be good to go. So I've got everything set up right now, and we will be waiting now for this to start. It's going to start probably about 20 minutes. Is Des in already? I don't see her. No, she's not in yet. You got me there, Julie. I'm doing a lot better today, Julie. There's still a little bit of bleeding from where they entered my body, but I called the doctor and they said that's normal. It should clear up within another few days or so. But I am feeling a lot better. So thank you for asking. Hello, Kat. Hello, Marriott, Lisa. Hello, everybody. Shauna, Lori Miller, Stacy, Joanna, Tammy. I'm trying to get everybody here. Mother Joy Zone, hello. Tammy, hello. So this is going to be starting, you guys, in about 15 minutes time. So if there's anything, I want to go over a couple things before this starts. I do believe, you guys, that all the charges combined, like Lori is still facing those first initial charges. That trial is supposed to start, I believe, the end of August. She's still facing the charges for not producing the kids and whatnot. And then her and Chad have the charges about, you know, when the kids were found on Chad's property and whatnot. And now there's these conspiracy to commit murder. Lori's also facing additional charges for ripping off the government for these Social Security payments that were made for the kids, but they were already deceased. Chad is facing additional charges for the insurance fraud. So right now, you guys, everything is going to be frozen. The government is going to take all the money that Lori has, and any money that Chad has, the insurance company is going to seize. And that includes any monies that are in trust with their lawyers. So this is going to be interesting. I also believe that Mark Means is now in over his head. They did keep Mark Means on when Lori claimed indigent, that she had no more money. That was before the murder charges and conspiracy charges and whatnot were filed against her. Now, he's not qualified for this. This is a death penalty case. They could very well get the death penalty if found guilty. I don't know if the prosecution is going to be seeking the death penalty, but it's AR. Mark Means is out of his realm. He's a civil attorney. So I don't know what the judge is going to do with that. If they're going to appoint another team to help him, I don't know. But I know one thing is for sure, that Lori and Chad are going to be now broke because the insurance company is going to want all Chad's money. The government is going to want any money that Lori has left because they ripped off both, right? So now John Pryor, is he going to go and get paid by the state now too? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be willing to take $80 to $100 and something an hour when they're used to getting $400 or $500 an hour, right? So any money that they did have is going to be gone. And another interesting thing, you guys, that I've heard is that John Pryor has a lien against Chad's house for lawyer fees. Now, I know in Canada that's not allowed. I don't know about the States. We may hear something about that also today. Now that the insurance company is going to confiscate anything that Chad owns. They want their money back that they paid out for Tammy's death, right? And that's all going to be right now just frozen to see the outcome of their charges, if they're found guilty or not. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Neither lawyer is going to be being paid now by their clients. I do believe that Chad stopped paying Lori's lawyer. I do think that Chad is going to flip on Lori. Now, Chad's hearing is scheduled for 11 a.m. Lori's for 11:30 a.m. So, which is in 15 minutes time for Chad and 45 minutes time for Lori. I don't know if they're going to put them both up on screen together or what they're going to do, because there's also motions that are still in for, they want to separate the trials now. They did do the joinder. They were separated at first. They did the joinder. Now they want them separated again. So I don't know what is going to go on with this, you guys. They were supposed to go June 9th to discuss all this, plus a change of venue, plus a dismissal of all charges. So now what I believe is going to happen, you guys, is that they are going to join all these charges together and have one big case. And this is why I'm saying, I don't know what John Pryor is going to do or Mark Means now that there's no money coming from their clients. Is the state going to say, we're going to now step in and pay? Now, is John Pryor going to accept that because he's not getting, you know, the $400 or $500 an hour that he was getting, because the state only pays $80 to $120 an hour. So there's going to be a lot that's going to come out, you guys. I don't know how much is going to be coming out today, because they're just going to be read their charges today, right? But we thought it was a circus before. You guys, this is a cluster, you know what, okay? So yes, I'm going to ask you guys, please smash that like button. It's free. Let people know that we are live and that we will be covering this trial or this hearing that we are having today. It's going to be covered live. We are allowed to stream it. Laura, you won't hear anything right now. You'll only hear me speaking because it hasn't started yet. As soon as it starts, you will see it up on screen. Please check your volume on your computer and YouTube to make sure your volume is on. So yes, please smash that like button, and that also helps with the algorithm to let people know that we are live. Yes, so Cat's Eye says, Social Security doesn't mess around. I used to get my son's pets until he turned 18. Yeah, they don't mess around. Government doesn't mess around. Julie says, do you have enough pain meds? I'm allergic to codeine, sulfa, and penicillin. I don't do well on Demerol either. So basically, my pain meds for my broken back that I've had for mega years is just basically extra strength Tylenol, because I got so many allergies, my dear. So yeah, even though like the doctors have given me what they can. Oh, you're very welcome, Lisa. And like I said, that's why I'm asking people, please smash the like button. It's free. It's free. This takes a lot out of my day and time to do this. So all I'm asking you guys, smash that like button. Doesn't cost you a thing. It is going to be starting probably within the next 10-15 minutes. And you guys will see that up on your screen when it does start. So is there anything else that you guys want to ask that maybe I can answer for you guys? Okay, DJ says, I had read somewhere that the state was going to make the lawyer payments to keep things consistent. Yes, DJ, that was before the murder charges were filed. So I believe they may do that for John Pryor. But if John Pryor says, no way, I'm not working for that kind of money, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he can refuse, but the Mark Means thing is really up in the air because he is not qualified for this. He's a civil attorney. And now that there is felony charges where the death penalty is on the table, I don't think that it's fair. Not that Lori Daybell deserves any fairness, but the law is the law. You are entitled to the best defense that's possible. And a civil attorney for a death penalty case he's not qualified for. So I don't know what's going to be happening there. They may just add people to his team and pay them all. I don't know. I know how it works in Canada. I'm not so sure about the US. Yes, come on, people. Only 54 likes, 150 people in here. Please smash that like button. It is free. Please let people know that we are live. I don't charge to bring this or anything to you guys, and it does take time out of my day. So I'm asking you for a like. That's about it. Okay, Courtney says, I read somewhere that the neighbor that suspiciously died was also Chad and Tammy's insurance agent. I haven't heard that, but that would be interesting if true. Lori Miller says, Willow, do you think Chad is going to turn on Lori? Can you elaborate? I do think that Chad is going to turn on Lori. I think Chad is going to be saying, like, look, at up until the point that I got with this woman, I wasn't a murderer. I didn't preach the things that she was preaching. We did hear that one incident where there was a recorded call that Lori tried to validate her reasons why she could have killed her husband because he was coming at her. He comes at me once, he comes at me twice, the third time I can take him out type thing. I don't know if that's something that Chad had preached. I believe that was Lori that was preaching that. So I think Chad is going to turn on Lori and say, look, until I got with her, I wasn't a murderer. It was all her. Probably say he was scared for his life because of the deaths of, all these people attached to Lori. So it's going to be interesting, you guys. So that's my take on that, Lori. Mother Joy Zone said he'd been saying his wife was going to die before Lori. I didn't hear that. I was hearing that it had been going on for about a month before her death, that he was saying she had gotten sick and coughing at night and whatnot. And that was premeditation right there. They've got him on premeditation for a reason. It was premeditated. And don't forget, he was seeing Lori behind Tammy's back for a long time. So, hello, Willow. Hello, Willow. Hello, Ridgeback says, hi, Willow. Hello, hello, and welcome to everybody coming in. I'm sorry if I miss you. Yes. Thank you, Julie. Please take a second. 171 people in here. Please smash that like button. We will be starting very shortly. We're down to under 10 minutes. Okay, Amy says, I wonder if the first attempt on Tammy was done to make her think about death. I think it was a test. I do believe it's been said that in the affidavit for the charges that Alex had been going to a shooting range and practicing. So I think that was a test to see how good his shot was, to see, if he could shoot through windows, stuff like that. But that first attempt was a prelude to her actual death. So I guess they weren't confident in him being able to shoot her dead, so they did it by other means. And I believe it was premeditated and set up, and they found other ways to kill her. Yes, and that was Cat H. Yes, that was also said. I didn't hear that he was having visions of her dying in a car wreck, but I don't know why. I think he sent her to her parents to get things basically set up, and possibly even for the cover up of burying the kids and stuff like that. There's a lot going on with this, but he got her away for a reason, and I believe that had something to do with the burial of the kids, etc. and to get everything set up as to layouts of the house and have Lori and that be brought in without her seeing anything. I think it was all premeditated, so I believe that was part of the pre-med. Yes, Christine, John Pryor has done murder cases before. So we are just waiting, you guys, now for the trial to start. I am going to watch very closely for when this starts. And as soon as it starts, as soon as they start setting up the courtroom, I will be sharing that screen with you guys. So please smash that like button, you guys. It's free. Good morning, Mama Shan Shan. We are getting ready to start. This is going to start in less than 10 minutes. And as soon as it starts, I will be bringing it up onto the screen. I will be watching along with you. Okay, so Des is on her way in. Okay, so Tammy asked, do you think Chad is already talking? I asked because I don't understand how they know about the burner phones. They've got ways of finding out. Now, if somebody used a burner phone to contact another phone that wasn't a burner, that's how they figured out the burner phones. And then all of a sudden, maybe Alex's phone stopped texting Lori, but this new number was texting and they found his was to be a burner. There's a lot of ways that they could figure that out. Good morning, Linda. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Aussie. Hello, everybody coming in. IB Push H. Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry if I've missed you. Please smash that like button. Let everybody know that we are live. This is going to be getting underway in less than 5 minutes now. And as soon as it starts, you guys, I will be bringing it to you on screen here so you can hear and see everything going on in the courtroom. You will be able to see it all. I'm allowed to stream this one. And I will be doing that as soon as it starts. Yes, please, everybody, smash that like button. It's free. Like I said, I'm doing this for you guys. That's all I ask is that you do. Please smash that like button. Share it out that I am going live with this so everybody can watch and see what's going on. There's my sister. Hello, Darren D. My sister. Yeah, there was a character named Viola in the show The Haunting. It was 2018 show. I feel that's where Chad got the name Viola. He accused a spirit named Viola of entering Tammy's body. Wow. Crazy. Oh, thank you, Cheshire. Well, as much as you appreciate me, I appreciate each and every one of you. I've always said I've got the best subscribers around. I've got the best mods, and just because Darren D is my sister doesn't mean anything. She is great. Chichi, hello, and sneaking, watching at work. Careful, careful. Hello, Cat's Eye. Love the hearts. Love, love, love the hearts. So we are under 5 minutes now for you guys for this to start. Chad is going to be appearing first at 1 p.m. my time, and Lori will be appearing second at 1:30, so half an hour from now. I don't know why they've got them appearing half hour apart, but they do. So we got under 5 minutes, you guys, until this starts. Please smash that like button. Let everybody know that this is about to start and that we are live, and I will be bringing it to you live. You will be able to see what Lori finally looks like after all these months of not seeing her and Chad. I wonder what Miss Prissy Lori looks like now. We are going to see that. Hello, Cat H, and welcome. Hello, Bonnie. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody. 2-minute countdown, you guys. There's Missy. Hello, Missy. Welcome, welcome, everybody. We have already done a test. Here we go. We are going to be starting. Let me just get this up. Okay, so here we are, you guys. We are just waiting for this to start. I've got volume right up, so you will hear it when it starts. Okay, that's fine, Des. So we are getting ready to start, you guys. We are now in Judge Faren Eddins' room, and I am waiting for it to start. You guys will be able to hear it once it all starts. Hello to everybody coming in. Please hit that like button. I would appreciate it. Rosie says, I'm kicking Miss Missy. Hello, Luann. Welcome. Yes, it will. We are just waiting for everything to start right now. We are going to be seeing everything live, Luann. So please, if you haven't smashed that like button, please smash that like button. Let everybody know that we are bringing this hearing live. I'm anxious to see what Lori looks like now. Mama Shanchan, yes, you will. Once the recording is done, it will be private for a few minutes, usually up to about half an hour for everything to upload. But you will be able to see this later on. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, John. Thank you for your subscription. Oh, your name is Deanna. Welcome, Deanna. And thank you for becoming a subscriber. We appreciate you. Yes, I can't wait to see either. Oh, I'm hearing some stuff coming on, you guys. The hater can back to smash the hate button. Well, they got a pretty sad life, right? It hasn't even started and they already hate me. So obviously it's somebody who does not like me personally, and that's okay. We got to pray for people like that because
Good morning
they have
to everybody.
issues.
Mr.
It's
Pryor,
starting.
Mr. Daybell, can I get you to turn on your video, please? We'll go on the record here in Fremont County. Good morning to everybody. It is May 26, 2021. Case number CR 2221-1623, State of Idaho versus Chad Guy Daybell. Present here on the Zoom call, I have Mr. Daybell appearing with his counsel, Mr. Pryor. I have Mr. Wood, who represents the state. Also, Ms. Blake, who is here representing the state. I have a court reporter and someone from the Idaho Supreme Court for technical issues. This is the date and time for an initial appearance. Mr. Daybell, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you
I
hear
need
me?
you to speak a little bit louder, Mr. Daybell.
Yes, I can hear you.
Mr. Daybell, the purpose of today's initial appearance is to go through your rights, to talk about the date for future hearings, to talk about counsel, and a few other things. Mr. Daybell, would you review a copy of the notification of rights form that was sent down to the jail prior to this hearing today?
Yes,
You understand your legal rights here today?
I do.
Mr. Pryor, did you go through that notification of rights form with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Daybell, did you receive a copy of the indictment that was filed on May 25th, 2021, a warrant that was filed on that same date?
Yes, I did.
Did you have a chance to review that with your counsel, Mr. Pryor?
He did, Judge, and we have no questions at this time.
Mr. Pryor, it's my understanding from a review of the notification of rights that your client is waiving a formal reading of the indictment. If it's okay with you, I'll just go through each charge and the maximum penalties. I'm not going to go through the allegation contained in the charge.
That's appropriate, Your Honor.
Ms. Blake or Mr. Wood, any objection to that?
No, Your Honor, I think that's appropriate.
No objection.
Right. Mr. Daybell, the indictment, like I said, is case number CR 2221-1623. It was filed on May 25th, 2021. In the indictment, there are 9 counts. I'm going to go through the counts that are relevant to your case. The first count is conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, as well as grand theft by deception. That count is punishable to the same extent as the underlying crime on the conspiracy. On the first part of that count, murder in the first degree, it's punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. It carries up to a $50,000 fine or both. It also carries with it up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. With regards to the second part of count 1, conspiracy to commit grand theft by deception, that portion of the charge carries up to 14 years in prison, up to a $5,000 fine or both. Count 1 is an allegation of, like I said, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft. The murder relates to the victim and the death of TR, a minor. Count 2 is a charge of first-degree murder. It carries with it a maximum penalty punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. It carries up to a $50,000 fine and up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. It relates to the death of the minor child, TR. Count 3 is a charge of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception. That charge carries with it the same maximum penalty as count 1. In other words, it's punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine and or up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. The second portion of that charge is conspiracy to commit grand theft by deception. That portion of the charge carries up to 14 years in the state penitentiary, up to a $5,000 fine or both. That count relates to the death of the minor child, JV. Count 4 is a charge of first-degree murder. That charge is punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine plus $5,000 fine and restitution. That count relates to the death of JV, a minor. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. That charge carries with it the potential penalty of death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine plus $5,000 fine and restitution. That charge relates to the death of Tamra Daybell. Count 6 is a charge of first-degree murder. That charge carries with it punishment by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. Carries up to a $50,000 fine and a $5,000 fine and restitution. The next count related to your case is count 8. It's an allegation of insurance fraud. Insurance fraud, as it is charged, carries up to 15 years in the state penitentiary, a fine of up to $15,000 plus restitution. Count 9 is the last count. It is also a charge of insurance fraud. It carries up to 15 years in the state penitentiary, a fine of up to $15,000 or both plus restitution. Mr. Daybell, the maximum penalties of all of those counts carry up to they could all run consecutively, one after the other, or they could run concurrently. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Pryor, have you had a chance to explain that to your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
We'll proceed then. Very well. Mr. Daybell, you're appearing here today with Mr. Pryor. Do you wish to represent yourself? Do you wish to hire an attorney, Mr. Pryor, or would you like to seek application of a public defender?
Judge, Mr. Daybell has retained my office to continue representing him in this matter, and that's the way I anticipate going forward, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Daybell, is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. All right, the next item of business is to set the arraignment. That arraignment will be in front of the district court judge. As of right now, Mr. Pryor, Mr. Wood, Ms. Blake, the court has available June the 9th in the morning. That's the date we will set that arraignment for. It's yet to be determined if that's going to be in person or via Zoom. That will be worked out at a later time and date. Also, the exact time of that arraignment on June 9th will be set by the court, and we'll send out final notice of that, but it will be in the morning on June the 9th. Does that work for everybody?
That will work for the state, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
We'll plan on that. Right now, the warrant has set forth no bail. Mr. Pryor, does that need to be addressed here today?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else we need to take up here today at this initial appearance, Mr. Wood or Ms. Blake?
Not from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Pryor, anything else from the defense we need to bring up here today at this initial appearance?
Nothing further, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You may. Thanks, everybody, for appearing. We will be adjourned on this matter.
Okay, you guys, so up next will be Lori. And we will wait for that to start, and as soon as that starts, I will be bringing that to you too. We'll just get this set up here. Okay, so as soon as that starts, you guys, I will be bringing that back to you too. Okay, so as soon as that starts with Lori, you guys, I will be bringing it back. I am watching the courtroom right now. It's in a breakout session. I don't know if they will be changing feeds or not, but we will see. Yeah, I was a little irked by Chad sitting there smiling away. It's like, are you kidding me? Yes, Christine, he has 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of conspiracy to commit murder. So that's Tylee, JJ, and his wife, Tammy. And I believe that Lori is also charged with the same charges, but instead of the insurance fraud, she is also charged with defrauding social service, not social services, Social Security, for still taking money for the kids after they were deceased. Yeah, it just drove me crazy to see him smiling away. Like, I think he thinks he's going to beat this. But as you've seen, death penalty is on the table, you guys, and I hope that they do seek the death penalty. Oh, I believe he is going to flip on Lori. And I think, you guys, just by his demeanor, if he is found guilty, I think they will run with all the appeals that they can. And I think he's going to, if he doesn't win any of his appeals, if he's found guilty and he goes through all his appeals, which could take years, I think he may end up asking for the death penalty if all his appeals and everything run out, and he knows that you add up all those years, life in prison, he's looking at probably 140 years with all his charges. So what is he, 50 something? He ain't gonna live to be 190. He ain't even gonna live to be the age, even if he was a newborn, because it's going to be well over 100 years that he gets. Yes, Lori is going to be appearing next. And as soon as that is up on screen, then I will bring you that too. I'm watching the screen now, and we are just waiting for her to come in. So I don't know if it's going to be another feed or if it's going to be on the same feed. I'm not sure. Well, they do have all the bodies, Looby Loo. They have JJ and Tylee's bodies, and they exhumed Tammy's body, right? So, and I wouldn't be surprised, you guys, if there's charges that are brought against them for against Lori anyway for her husband's deaths. They may be still investigating that. And because Alex is already dead, I mean, they can't go after him, right? So, no, Rosie, the autopsy results for Tammy will not be released until the trial. That's something that they, unless it comes out in the probable cause affidavit for their arrest, we'll have to wait and see. I didn't hear about Alex being exhumed. But the death of Charles, I believe Alex killed him cold blood. But Alex is already dead, right? So they can't, but they may be looking in to see what Lori had to do with that. And with Ryan's death, her husband, Tylee's dad. Yes, I do. I do believe that they are going to try and blame Alex for all of it, but obviously they have something for them to charge Chad and Lori. Like I said, we've given a little snippet of it where they have said that there's phone records with burner phones, and there's been text messages that they've got. So I believe that even though they may try and blame Alex, I believe that they have enough to bring these first-degree murder charges. They've got enough to charge both of them with the murders. So I don't know if we're going to see the probable cause affidavit, if that's going to be released. I don't know. They're waiving, there is going to be no preliminary hearing because they were indicted by the grand jury. So there, with that, there is no preliminary hearing. It's going to go right to trial. So I can just imagine how long this is going to be dragged out now. But I'm waiting to see Mark Means to see, you notice how he had asked, the judge asked if John Pryor was going to be staying on the case. They're going to be doing the same thing with Mark Means. And I'm anxious to see what's going to happen there because I don't think he's qualified. This is a death penalty case. Okay, so Bonnie says Alex was exhumed and it came back natural, but I think he was murdered. I do too. I think they took Alex out so they could blame Alex. Please smash that like button, you guys. It is free. Sorry, you guys, I'm just waiting for some deliveries too from Amazon. And I've got to watch it because people like stealing stuff off of people's front porches. But I am still watching also the courtroom and watching for Lori's to start. Lori is scheduled to start at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Hello, Angelina. Hello, everybody that's come in. Thank you for joining us. All I ask, you guys please smash that like button on your way in. It is free. We've got over 200 people in here and 161 likes. Please smash that like button. Okay, so let's see here. I am feeling a lot better, Angelina. Thank you for asking, hon. I appreciate it. Nope, he didn't miss it. The death penalty is on the table. The judge just said it. Honestly, I don't think that they just included that for now, in case there are co-conspirators that they're going to bring up at a later date. But I believe that Melanie had some more knowledge than what she has projected. Thank you, Krista. I appreciate you smashing that like button. Yes, Julie, that is why the original documents say known and unknown, because they may be uncovering more as this goes on. So they're leaving it open for themselves to add additional charges to others. Well, thank you, Flyer B. I appreciate that. Ruby Lou, Colorado. I don't know if Colorado has the death penalty. Shelley says, yes, honestly, hard to believe they ever thought. I think they still think they're going to get away with it. I think they're going to think they're going to blame Alex. Julie, the known and unknown are there in all the first degree murders and conspiracy to commit murder. They're all there. So thank you, everybody who has joined the memberships and given the super chats. Thank you very much. Fudian Slip, remember they thought the world would have. Oh, yes. I wonder if they are looking for their portal. Right? Okay, so Luby Lou says that the death penalty was recently abolished in Colorado. Okay. But I know it is on the table in this case here in Idaho. Idaho still has the death penalty. And yes, Rosie, they might try to blame Alex. They are going to blame Alex. They are going to blame Alex because Alex isn't alive to see himself. And I'm going to say that because Alex is now deceased, that doesn't mean that they can't use still. Usually it would be considered almost like a hearsay type thing. But because he's deceased, they can use the text messages and whatnot that they do have from Alex. Anything that Alex gave to the police when Charles was shot, stuff like that, they can use all of that as if he was here. Yes, I heard something about that, Jerry. So I think that Letitia Stout may be still facing the death penalty because of the date that she was charged. Barry Morphew, yeah. He's in Colorado too, so yeah, he won't be facing the death penalty, but I believe he's going to be doing life. Laura, new subscriber, thank you, and greetings from Finland. Wow. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for becoming a subscriber. I appreciate you. Yeah, Barry will escape the death penalty, but he's still going to die in prison. And I believe that if he is found guilty, he's going to commit suicide anyway. Yes, including Alex in the charges was a good move. Because he was part of the conspiracy, right? So we are still waiting for Lori's to start, which should be starting within the next couple of minutes. I'm just checking and refreshing the channel now so I get it when they start. Well, if Barry doesn't off himself in jail, he will be spending the rest of his life there. And I do believe that they will find Suzanne. I believe that they do already have parts of her remains. And we're just praying that they find the rest of whatever they can find, right? Yes, Miss Elizabeth, I agree. And that's why I think that once, I believe once Chad, Lori, and Barry are seeing that they are going to be convicted, and once they're convicted and once all their appeals and everything run out, I don't think any of them are going to do well, especially somebody like Barry, even Lori. Um, the lifestyle that they were accustomed to living and the narcissistic behavior, I don't think that they will want to live out their life in prison. I don't think Barry is going to want to live out his life in prison with his daughters knowing what he did. I don't think he's going to want that. And being he's a control freak too, but that is just my opinion. Let the punishment fit the crime, I say, an eye for an eye. Absolutely. Yes, scary to face hundreds of pissed off prisoners. They hate baby killers. Yes. But you see, when they're in jail, you guys, they are generally put into a section with people who were charged with crimes like theirs. So they're not going to put, I know here in Canada, if you're charged with being a pedophile, raping and molesting kids, you're put in with other people who have done the same thing. You're not put in with general pop and stuff like that. So I don't know how it works in the States, but I know here they keep them separate, in separate jails, actually. So women killers and like people who kill their spouse and stuff like that are kept separate from, you know, hardened criminals. Like, I shouldn't say hardened criminals, but people who have done drive-by shootings and stuff like this, they're kept separate. They're kept with their kind. Absolutely. See, I know here in Canada, you guys, it's a totally separate jail. So there's no chance really of, oh, okay, and we're about to start. I think. I don't hear nothing yet. But I just seen something pop up. Let me just refresh again, you guys, to make sure. Yeah. This will be starting any minute. Okay. Wow. Sorry, you guys, I'm just checking out the feed and refreshing so you guys don't miss anything. I can hear some chattering starting to go on, so it will be starting momentarily. Yeah. Lori not wanting to come on. Hello, Joy. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. We're just waiting for Lori to get in her little booth. I reach back, that's funny. I don't know what is taking them so long, you guys, but I can hear some chitter chatter, but there's nothing yet up on screen. She probably has to reapply her lipstick. That's funny. Okay, so Rosie says, my state of Victoria only has one women's prison, and yes, the kid killers are kept separate from general pop. There's a men's prison. Yeah. And that's basically like here too. They have separate prisons for the women and the men, and they have separate prisons for the child killers and child rapists and stuff like that. People who have murdered women and children, stuff like that. Rapists and that. They're all kept in a totally separate jail. They did have them all at one point in time in Kingston Penitentiary here in Kingston, Ontario. But back in 1979 or 77, I believe, the inmates overtook the jail and got into D block where all the child killers and child rapists were being held, and they killed a lot of them, and some jail guards were also killed. So now they've really cracked down on keeping things separate. So if you've done crimes like these, you will be kept with others who have done crimes like this against women and children. We are still waiting for the lorries to start. They are running late. Oh, wow. Rosie says the women could be more vicious than the men here. That's crazy. There you go. Thank you, Daz. Oh, Mama Shin Shin. Lord knows what they use to dye their hair in there, but this is going to be the first time we get to see Lori and what she looks like in a while. We don't know what's going to happen. They could be found guilty or not guilty. I believe that they are going to be found guilty. Miss Elizabeth, I agree. Oh, you make me laugh. So we are just waiting right now, you guys, for them to bring in Lori. As soon as I see her up on screen, I will be putting that up on screen so you all can see and hear everything that's going on. So thank you for everybody being here. We are just waiting for this to start. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is Let's see what I can do here. Carrie Ann says Lori is currently in her portal waiting for Chad to tell her how it went. Oh my god, you guys are the best. Her mask will be on her head. Oh, really? So AV Watchman just said that they're searching Lake Palmdale for the West Boys. They need to search the area that I got in Cal City, in the water there. That's where they need to search. I just hope that wherever they are, I hope they are found and found soon. Lori says I'm going to go start a GoFundMe account to change my first name. Oh, I bet you her Botox has worn off. No doubt. We're going to see Lori at her raw looks. No Botox. I don't know what the holdup is, you guys, but we are just waiting for Lori to be brought in, and then we are going to go live to the courtroom. And I just hope she ain't smiling and everything like Chad was, because that just drove me over the edge to see him in that courtroom smiling away and answering like he was answering some kind of quiz or something. It's like, ugh, my stomach was turning. Even seeing his face, my stomach was turning. So I could just imagine once they get Lori in here, my stomach is just going to turn. I'm not good with stuff like this, you guys. I was going to ask if you haven't smashed that like button, please smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. Like I said, you guys, we are still waiting. I keep refreshing the page, and as soon as Lori is brought in, I will be bringing that to you live. You will be able to see it on the screen, see what little Lori looks like now, and see if she's got the same smirk on her face as Chad does. DJ, I don't have those exact dates in front of me, but let me just see if I can look it up in my trusty agenda here. So it's been over a year for Lori. Okay, we're gonna start, you guys. Here we go. They're getting ready to bring in Lori. Please smash that like button, you guys. Where's her blonde hair? How does she got curls?
We'll be on the record here in Fremont County. It is 11:44 here on the 26th of May, 2021. Good morning to everybody. We will call up case number CR 2221-1624, State of Idaho versus Lori Noreen Vallow. Miss Vallow, Miss Daybell is present here with her attorney, Mr. Means. I have Miss Blake. I have Ms. Smith and Mr. Wood appearing here for the state. This is the date and time for an initial appearance. The court took a recess prior to the hearing today and had a sidebar with counsel in chambers. Based upon the information that was provided to the court finds that there's some exigent circumstances as well as a motion that was made orally to me to continue the initial appearance by the defense to a future time. A date certain has not yet been set. What is the state's position with regards to the motion made by defense to continue this initial appearance?
Your Honor, the state objects to the motion to continue.
Mr. Means, it is your desire to seek a motion for continuance, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
I couldn't hear you. Will you speak a little bit louder?
Correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Based upon the information that was provided to the court is going to continue this initial appearance based upon the information that was provided to me, and we will set this for a time and date certain in the future. For right now, we don't know that date and time, but we'll get that set as soon as is feasible. Any questions about what's going to happen here today, Mr. Wood?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Means?
No, Your Honor.
We'll proceed from there. Thanks, everybody, for
Your Honor,
appearing.
we would quickly ask if Mr. Means has entered a notice of appearance on this case.
Mr. Means, is it your intent to represent Miss Daybell here in this case?
It is, Your Honor.
Do you plan on entering a notice of appearance to, I guess, just to memorialize that?
As soon as I get an opportunity, I will, Your Honor.
Any other questions, Mr. Wood?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that will be all for today. Thanks, everybody, for appearing. We will be adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wow. So now I believe, yeah, he's asking for a continuance. Like, why did I not take that as a surprise? He knows he's out of his league. And I think what he's going to do is try to get another lawyer on board. Also, I'm going to tell you, what does this mean? This can mean a few different things. Now, I have, thank you, Des. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that, you guys. Helps cover my time and whatnot here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to explain this, you guys. What I think is going to happen is maybe Lori's going to flip on Chad and try and work out a deal. She may be trying to work out a deal behind scenes to flip on Chad for a better sentence. That's what I am thinking right now. And also along with that, I think he's going to try and bring in another lawyer to work with him. But I do believe that she is going to try and make a deal. And that's why they want this continued. So she may be deciding to plead guilty to certain charges and wanting a better deal to flip on Chad. That's what I think. I'm going to put that on the table right now. So when it does come out, we're going to see. But that's my intuitive, is that I believe she's going to flip. And I think she's looking for a deal. What do you guys think? You're very welcome, Farah. But I do believe that he wants to bring another attorney in, and I believe that he wants some more time to try and make a deal with the prosecution. I think that she is going to flip and plead guilty to certain things, and she's going to flip on Chad and bring Chad with her. The prosecution may go for that, so they solidify their place with all these first-degree murder charges on Chad. She is going to flip. That's what I think. I thought initially that Chad was going to flip on her. That's why he was smiling type thing. But I'm getting now that I believe she's going to flip. She's going to go for a deal. And that deal is going to consist on her sending Chad up the river and giving testimony that Chad was very much involved, just like she was. So I believe she's going to plead guilty to certain things, and I believe she's going to testify against Chad. That's my prediction. So we're going to have to wait and see with that what is going to come. But that's what I believe is going to happen. Yep. If you guys look back, way back to when I believe when Lori, I would have to look at the date of the read. It was with my Ancestor deck, and I did a read on Lori, and then I did a read on Chad with what's going on, what's, you know, what led up to it, what's going on right now, and then what's coming in the future. And I did get that they were going to flip on each other. So go back over a year ago, just after Lori was arrested, and watch that read. I believe the thumbnail is just going to be a picture of my Ancestor deck and my little table that I first started out on when I started my YouTube channel. It's going to be there where it stated that she was going to flip. I think the honeymoon was pretty much over there, and somebody was just playing nice, so they didn't flip on each other back then, but it's coming. So that's my prediction, you guys. Lori's going to try and make a deal for to take the death penalty off the table. I think she's going to turn on Chad, throw him under the bus, and she's going to bring Chad down with her. She's going to be spending the rest of her life in prison, but I think it will be taking the death penalty off the table for her, but the death penalty still being on the table for Chad. Yes, but I think the first one to make a deal is going to get the best deal, and I think that deal is going to be death penalty off the table. You are very welcome, Looby Lou. Thank you for joining. So there you got it, you guys. You've got my prediction of what I think is going to happen. Again, I will state it. I believe that Martin Means is going to bring somebody else on to make this deal happen. I think Lori's going to go for a deal. She's going to plead guilty, go for a deal. That deal is going to include taking the death penalty off the table, and for her telling everything she knows, including Chad's involvement with the first-degree murders of Tylee, JJ, and Tammy. That's my prediction. Let's see where that goes. No, I believe Mama Shan, she is going to make a deal. She's going to plead guilty, but she's going to ask that the death penalty in her case be taken off the table. I think she's going to give everything up on Chad and testify against him that he was also part of it, which takes away any defense. You know what I mean? Like, they're co-conspirators. So whoever makes this deal first is going to be the one that has the death penalty taken off the table. And I believe that's why they've asked for this continuance. Martin Means is going to want somebody else to help him. And I believe Lori's going to make a deal. So that's my prediction, you guys. It could very well be Rosie. I think she's still going to get the first-degree murder charges against both kids. So I think that she will plead guilty to the conspiracy to commit murder, but she's going to get the death penalty taken off the table. I think she will lose the charge of the murder, the first degree murder of Tammy. I think she'll plead guilty to the conspiracy charges. And in turn, she's going to flip on Chad and give up all the information on the murders themselves. That's what I believe is going to happen. I don't know about that, Beverly. They may go for it. I mean, they're going to be both spending the rest of their life in prison anyway, but to get a death penalty charge against Chad, they may accept her plea. So what it's going to be, I have no idea. I just give my predictions, but that's what I predict. She's going to plead guilty to the conspiracy charges to commit murder, to have the death penalty taken off the table in her case, and she's going to flip on Chad and give up everything on Chad, so they can prove every one of those charges against Chad. Yes, I agree, Miss Elizabeth. So you guys, I'm going to thank you for coming out. We're going to be maybe chit-chatting a little bit more about this. I'll be watching the filings in this. As you've seen, both are coming back on June 9th, which was already set. That was an already set date for a scheduling hearing. So at that time on June 9th, you guys, I believe that these cases are going to be separated again. I believe that they are going to go right to trial, and that all the charges are going to be combined into one date now. So on the 9th, I'm going to think that because they've been indicted by a grand jury, there is no preliminary hearing. There's no proof evident presumption great hearing. So I think that the charges are all going to be combined from all three cases for Lori and the two cases for Chad. So I think everything is going to be dealt with and scheduled on the 9th. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, you guys. And I'm going to let you all get back to what you need to be doing today. I do believe that they are going to be asking for the death penalty. Suzanne Miller says I don't, in her opinion, she doesn't think they'll ask for the death penalty. I think they are going to be asking for the death penalty, especially when 2 children were murdered, and 1 adult has been murdered, which is Chad's wife, where he was in a position of authority and trust. That's major, okay? And being that there was 2 children, that's they're basically classified as serial killers, because there's 3 first degree murder charges, which means premeditated. It's all the trimmings for a death penalty case. Okay, the premeditation and everything, and because children were involved, those are all the trimmings for a death penalty case. So I do believe they're going to be asking for the death penalty for both. I believe Lori is going to get a deal going where the death penalty is taken off the table for her, because she's going to plead guilty to I believe the conspiracy charges, and I think she's going to testify against Chad. So I do believe that Chad, and this is just my prediction, I want it on tape, that Chad is going to get the death penalty, especially if Lori flips on him. Okay, so that's my predictions, you guys. I'm going to let you go. I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to do. I know Des has a bunch of stuff that she needs to get done. And there we have it. I will let you guys know in a community post as soon as I know when Lori is going to be brought back. I believe that will be happening within the next week. So as soon as I know a date for that, I will be bringing that to you live, just like this today. And we will be able to see it. Okay, so until then, you guys, we will have our live on Sunday for the mini reads and whatnot, and the chit chat. I'm feeling a lot better, so I feel like I'm going to be up to it. So I will see you guys all again, if not before. If this is slated to be heard before Sunday, we're Wednesday right now. They may hear it, I would say the earliest, maybe Friday. But I'm assuming it won't be for at least a week. But if it does come up, I will bring it to you. If not, this week, you guys, I will see you guys on Sunday, and we're going to be doing that probably around 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay? So until next time, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. And thank you so much for joining. And I will see you again very soon. Okay? Bye-bye for now.